welcome back to the show. We have a fantastic show today. I'm really excited about it. We have Sue Pitchforth. She's back here again. Today she's going to be talking all about fall decor. I'm going to be teaching you a DIY and how to paint on fabric. It's true. You can totally do it. And we're going to be talking all about fall color trends today, which I'm really excited about because the weather is starting to get a little bit cooler. I know it's a little bit sad. The leaves are starting to change, so fall is almost here. So what I really love doing in terms of design is when the fall, the weather starts to change, is I love being able to introduce new colors to kind of go with what's happening in the environment. So I have a few really easy tips today on how you can introduce some of those fall colors into your space. Now, first of all, how do we know what colors are on trend right now? One really great way to do it is Pantone is pretty much the color forecaster in terms of design, fashion, everything of what's going to be happening each season and each year. So that's a really good reference to go take a look at. So today we're going to talk about how you can introduce some of these really gorgeous colors based on what's happening with Pantone, and I'm going to give you some really easy tips to do that. So first of all, the first tip is that when you are looking at introducing trendy colors into your space, and this just isn't about fall, but any kind of trendy color, is the one thing is that you don't want to make a long-term commitment. So what I mean by that is you don't want to run out and buy a bright purple sofa just because it's the color trend of the year if you don't know that you're going to love it for the next 20 years. So the best way to be able to do it is you want to choose a color that you love as well. So even though there may be some trendy colors, and I know this may sound a little bit basic, but you always want to have colors that you love. I'm a firm believer in when you are looking at designing that you want to keep yourself surrounded by things that you love and by colors that you love. And even though you may not love the trendy color, go with something that you love. So the very last one is that you want to start small when you are looking at using trendy colors. So you don't need to start with anything big. You don't need to do a big focal wall. Just start with small things. And what I mean by that is getting yourself a few little accessories and some colors that you like these little guys here, for example. This is a really great way if you want to introduce a little bit of green over the fall. This is a really fantastic way, and you can just move out some of the really bright colors and move in some more fall trendy colors. This is another one too. Now, I know I've shown these before, but I love these so much. These are from Salvation Army, and they're just gorgeous. Lots of texture, but the colors are bang on right now for what's happening in terms of decor. Another really fun way is to look outside your window and see the kind of colors that are happening. So a lot of the things that we're seeing right now in terms of fall decor, we're seeing lots of really gorgeous yellows, we're seeing oranges, we're seeing really deep blues like this one. This one's from Fusion Mineral Paint. And the other thing that I like doing is when I am looking at doing fall decor and doing accessories, I like using products like this, Fusion Mineral Paint, because then what I can do is I can paint little small items. And I'll be doing that in a couple of minutes. So getting onto that, I'll have a few pictures of some ways that you can really introduce some trendy colors. It's not going to break the budget. It's not going to cost you a fortune. So up next, we have a couple of pictures on ways that you can introduce colors. And these are based on some of the things that's happening right now in interior design. So this mirror, this is very close to Pantone's color of the year, Living Coral. But you can see on something like this, it's a really great way to be able to introduce some color. It's not going to take over the space, but because it's a mirror, because it's very ornate, this color is a really great way to introduce that trendy color and it not take over the whole space. And we have another picture coming up. So greens, I think green is pretty much always going to be on trend. It's perfect with what's happening within nature, and just even a little bit of green with a little bit of wood is a really gorgeous contrast. Now this one I love. This one I have to tell you, this one was my very first piece that I painted. And it took me quite a long time to paint it and for my creative process to happening. But in the end, the gorgeous orange, which of course is so fall-like, with a little bit of the gray stripe is a perfect way. And you can see too, regardless of the style of furniture, it's a really easy way. So painted furniture is a great way to be able to bring on trends. And I think we have another picture here. This one was one of my favorites. You can see my obsession with painted frames behind it. But this piece was a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. And right now we're seeing a whole lot of really deep navies. And this color in particular is called Midnight Blue. It's one of my favorite colors. It's really gorgeous against the contrast. So these are just some really easy ways that you can bring in some of these fantastic colors. It doesn't have to be on a large scale. So just little bits. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you a really quick demo on how you can look at bringing in some of these colors. So I've got this little box here. We actually made it. This is out of pallet wood. So something like this, if you don't have one of these, you can hit your local craft store and you can look at getting yourself a little box. And boxes are perfect that you can have up near your front door to throw your keys in. If you are have some little mason jars that you want to stick in here and bring in some flowers, it's a really great way to be able to do that. So the color that I'm going to use is cranberry, which is like, this is perfect fall color right here. It's this really gorgeous, dark, almost burgundy, but not quite. So this is fusion that I'm using over this box. It's raw wood. One of the really great things about this product is that when I paint it, I don't have to do anything to it after because it has a built-in top coat. So this is super easy. And another great thing is if you've got kids that are looking for something to do over the holidays, for Thanksgiving, or even just getting prepared for Thanksgiving, you can get them to grab a paintbrush and you can have them do some painting. So this is, you can see this, it's dead easy, and you can already see one coat and how it is just beautifully soaking in. Now, one of the reasons why I like using older wood like pallets and that kind of thing is because of all the really gorgeous texture. So I'm not too worried that I have all of these little nail holes or some of the little staples in it, because it just adds some really gorgeous character to it. So you can see one side already painted. I'm going to probably do about 2 coats on this, but I'm just going to keep working on this, and you can see. So super gorgeous. Now I'm in love with all these really gorgeous fall colors, and I pulled a few up here so you can see. I am going to do a really quick paint job on another one of my boxes here. So this one is called Bayberry. Again, green is so the way to go. And I'm just going to grab my paintbrush. It's hidden behind here. And I'm just going to dip it in. And I'm just going to go ahead and look at that color. It's so fantastic. Okay, so I am going to keep working on this and do another coat. And while this guy is drying, I might come back after and do another coat. So up next, while I keep working on this, I'm going to be doing a really quick demo on how you can transform your tablecloth for your guests. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So fall is here, and I have some really great ways on how you can infuse some fall trendy decor into your space. So I have not one, but 2 DIYs today that are so easy that you can definitely do them. And I'm going to give you all the tips that you need to know to make sure that you can get it done successfully. Okay, so the first one is, and this is something that you can have your kids do. So first one is being able to paint this glass vase here, and you can put some beautiful fall flowers into it. So what I've done here, because yes, you can absolutely paint glass. What I've done here first is I've used a product from Fusion. It's called Ultra Grip, and what it is basically, it's like a super sticky primer that dries really clear, and it gives it some texture for the paint to grab onto. So I went out to my local thrift store. I found this vase. I love it. The shape is really cool. I bought it for next to nothing, and now I'm just going to paint it up. So when you are using the Ultra Grip product, what you want to make sure that you're doing first is you want to wait about 12 hours between putting on the Ultra Grip and actually painting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be using Fusion. Again, I love this product because it's Canadian made, which is amazing. But they've got such a gorgeous range of colors. And I'm all about metallics. If there's any way that I can infuse some metallic into any decor, I will definitely do it. So this is a really great way to be able to do this, and you can put this right onto your dinner table when you're entertaining over the fall. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dip my brush into it, and you can see this gorgeous color here. You can take a look at that. It's really, really beautiful. So this is rose gold. And all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna gently start painting right over top of this glass. Do you see that? Isn't that amazing? So really all you need to do when you are looking at painting little accessories like this is you just have to love the shape. If it's glass, throw on some Ultra Grip and then you're good to go. Look at that. So you definitely want to use a good quality brush, as I've mentioned. That is like the most important thing whenever you are looking at painting anything. You need to use a good quality brush. So I'm using this little guy here. This is a 1-inch brush, which is like perfect for what I'm doing. Now, because this is a metallic, I'm probably going to need to do 2 coats, and I'm going to wait between 4 to 6 hours between it to dry, but I'm just going to show you this just so you can get an idea. Look at that. You can already see the difference. Gorgeous. Rose gold, and rose gold is still so on trend. Honestly, any kind of metallic I think is fantastic to be able to infuse. So if you're super busy, you're trying to get Thanksgiving dinner ready, you can put this on the table, throw it a plastic table mat, and have your kids go at it and create some really beautiful things that they can be really proud of. And they can show people. Okay, so that's one thing. The next one, which I'm really excited about, is, did you know that you can paint fabric? I'm not kidding. So think of all the things that you can paint with that. So I am going to show you today how you can paint your own tablecloth and you can have it out. I'm going to show you one thing though, because I found this yesterday and I kind of fell in love with it, and I'm kind of inspired by these really gorgeous colors. But I took a little trip yesterday to IKEA and found this really gorgeous piece of fabric. So you've got a couple of options if you do have some people coming over. So I've got this piece right here. I love the colors. You've got some really deep reds, some blush pinks happening in here, and of course some greens, which you should definitely have, especially over the fall. So this is another option. You can go and you can get just a piece of fabric cut and you can throw it up on your table, and there you go. But if you want to get a little creative, if you have some time, or maybe you need to take the time because you need to have a little bit of stress relief just with getting ready for the holiday, another tip is that you can look at stenciling and painting your own tablecloth, and you can keep it forever. So a couple things. You can see this stencil that I have right here. Little damask, it's really gorgeous. So a couple of tips when you are looking at painting fabric. I'll just show you the fabric quickly. So this is another piece of fabric that I just got from IKEA. I just got 1/2 meter, which is going to fit perfectly on my table. And then this little bag that it came with, I'm going to put it right in between the layers of paint. Now the reason why I'm doing this, and I'm telling you this because I found this out the hard way when I did my first tablecloth. When you're applying the paint onto it, what can happen is it can sink right through to the other layers. So you'll have these really foggy layers. So you're going to be protecting your stencil by adding this piece right in between it, so it's not going to be damaging the rest of it. Okay, so let's get to the good stuff. So I'm going to use Fusion Mineral Paints Midnight Blue, and I think I've already said this several times. I love this color. It's such a gorgeous color. It's a really deep navy, and I think it's going to be amazing right over top of this really crisp white tablecloth. So right now that I'm using a stencil brush, and you can see here, it's nice and flat, and it's also quite firm. You don't ever want to use a brush when you're stenciling that's really soft, because it's going to seep right through the little bits here. So the key to stenciling, you take a little bit of paint just like this, and I'm going to go to my shop rags, which I know I've said many times now. Shop rags are a creative's best friend, and I'm going to dab off like a whole bunch. The biggest mistake that people can make when they are thinking about stenciling is adding way too much paint, and that's what happens, and it'll just kind of pop through. So once I have this, I got a little bit of paint on my brush. I'm going to tape this down so this guy doesn't move, and then I'm going to get to the good stuff. So just for extra protection, I'm just going to put my hand here, and now I'm just going to gently dab. So you can see already the color popping through. And you know what? The nice thing about this, because it is handmade, it's going to be over the holidays. If you happen to make a mistake and it seeps under, don't worry about it. Just put like a bowl of gravy over top of it and no one's going to notice. So again, whenever I talk about painting, this is really therapeutic. And I think it's so important just to be able to really enjoy what you're doing and to have some fun with it. I don't think you can ever go wrong with creating. Now I'm using a bit of a bigger stencil here. So it'll take just a little bit more time, but don't worry, I'm going to show you so you can at least have an idea of what this looks like just before we head to break. And the nice thing about this, you can literally do anything. If you want to do a stencil, if you find something, or there's if you're really handy and you can draw, then draw something on it. Okay, I just want you guys to see it because it looks so good. Look at that so far. Isn't that gorgeous? And you'd never know. I even like how this is kind of fading off. Up next, we have Sue Pitchforth from Decor Therapy Plus. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Okay, so we have another fantastic segment I'm really excited about. We have Sue Pitchforth here talking about fall decor. So, Sue, we were just talking quickly over the break. Fall is here,
yes.
And for some people it can be really stressful. Some people want to be able to change up their decor, but they're not really sure how to do it. You know, do you need to go out and buy a whole new sofa? What do I do? Do I paint a wall? So what are some really easy ways that people can infuse some fall decor into their spaces?
Sure. I mean, as you can see here, very simply, the simplest way to do it is to get some fall-inspired pillows.
Okay.
So the big trend for the last few seasons, continuing forward, are words on pillows. And then also throws. Just add a new throw that ties in with your new pillows on your couch. And then if you really want to take another step further, curtains now are very inexpensive. I mean, my personal favorite place to go is Giant Tiger. And you can change them up to the season. And they have incredible colors, fabrics, different looks. And that's how I do it at my house, and that's what I do for my clients. Those three things can very quickly change the look and feel of your place from summer, spring to fall, and then even fall into winter into Christmas. You can take that same idea and just do it for the seasons.
That's fantastic, Sue. I never even thought about checking out Giant Tiger, but it's fantastic to be able to get these kinds of tips because this is really easy on the budget for people, and then they can switch up things a little bit easier. Now, I should mention too, I was so excited with all the stuff that you brought in today and some of your really cool pictures. I didn't even give you a chance to really introduce yourself and what you do. You have been on before, and you always bring some really great information, but maybe you could just tell people what you do and what kinds of services that you offer to people.
So my company is called Decor Therapy Plus, hence the word therapy, because I find that when I go into people's homes, they're very stressed, as you said, they're frustrated, they don't know where to start. And really, what I do is I go into people's homes, I sort of calm them down, relax them, and tell them that I can help them infuse their personality into their home. And as we just talked about, small things make big changes. Little tweaks can actually have a big impact in your room. And just like you, the thrifty upcycler, always worried about budget and conscious of that, I'm like that with my clients too. And they appreciate it. And there's nothing better. My goal as a designer is when my client puts their key in the door and they walk into their home, they love their house. that's my goal.
Oh, that's fantastic. And we have a few pictures up here. Maybe you can just talk briefly about some of what you've done for some of your clients. Oh, there we go, right there. Oh, my goodness.
This is a great example. So you can actually take a lantern that you have all year, and you can change that up for the season. So you'll see here, we just put some faux leaves in there, some mini pumpkins, and again, you can change that into Christmas.
So again, this is something else that's very doable. You're able to, like, this is something that pretty much anybody is able to do.
Anybody can do, and what I love to do is go to Dollarama or Dollar Tree and get all the little pieces.
Okay.
There's no special skill that you need. Just put it in the lantern, and you're good to go.
I think we have a couple of other pictures. Oh, here we go. Yes, here's another thing with the same kind of idea.
So this was actually in my house. This was my table centerpiece for fall into Thanksgiving, and you'll be happy to know that that huge tin tray I got at Value Village.
Oh my goodness.
And then basically I chose live pumpkins, live gourds. I went to nursery, got some wheat sheaf, some battery operated candles, and basically that's it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have a couple of other pictures, and then maybe we can start talking about what's happening on your table.
Sure. Actually, this was a little area that I did for clients. They were so happy. They had 2 girls. So I went to Dollarama, bought all the props there, and I picked up 2 scarecrows.
Cool.
And they each represented the girls. So when the girls came home from school, they were happy.
Oh, awesome.
So this is very, very, I love this picture because when I went into my client's home, the first thing I did was go upstairs to look down to see what that room looked like. And basically, I just turned and angled the furniture. It went from a room that was very boring and blah to now a room that has some great energy.
Fantastic.
So try angling chairs or angling a couch. And if you don't like it, if it doesn't work, turn it back.
Yeah, fantastic.
So earlier we were talking about adding cushions and throws and artwork and different things to change it up for the season. This is a really good example of one of my clients' homes. We picked up the colors from the art, a couple of pillows and a throw. We put the trays on the little ottomans with some candles and some magazines. It gives it a whole new look.
Yeah, and I see a lot of the similar things that you have in the pictures. Again, you have here on the table. So in terms of, like, I notice here on these pillows, like even something with a little bit of fringe is going to add a little bit more texture and detail into your space.
For sure, and it's really all about the little details. And
you told me a story about this morning too.
So it was so funny. I was gathering everything up for the segment yesterday, and I took my dog for a walk this morning. We went down the trail. This actually was waiting for me at the bottom of the trail.
Wow.
Because I was thinking, oh, I need leaves, but I don't need green leaves.
Yep.
So this worked out really well. And I was mentioning to you earlier off air that I carry pruners with me in the car and gardening gloves, because I never know where I'm going and what I'm going to see. And just sort of.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
That's a really great tip, because if you're out walking in the woods, it's like I love being able to bring little bits of nature into space. So this is a really great way to do it. You can just bring it into your house. It's low cost. Well, it's no cost essentially, except the cost of the scissors. But you can just easily incorporate this into your decor. Now the other thing is sometimes over the holiday season, it can be a little bit stressful for people.
Yes.
So let's say we have a viewer who's watching right now that wants to make some changes, but they're not really sure how to do it, and they're a little bit stressed about it. How can you help if they're looking at changing up their fall decor?
So what I do is I'll pop over, and I always invite my clients to bring out everything that they love or that they want to use. So I'll take a look at everything, take a look at the house or the area that they want to decorate for the season, and then if we need certain things, and we'll actually go shopping. And then we'll come back and we'll do it. So it's cost effective, it's easy on the time, and really it does take that stress level right down, and we actually have a lot of fun. And as we're doing and as we're shopping or as we're pulling things together, I always sort of share why we're and how we're doing it, sort of like educating them. So that gives them a little bit more confidence
That's
as well.
fantastic, and it's really great to be able to have a fresh pair of eyes too when you are looking, because it can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes.
For sure.
So we've got about 30 seconds left. So if people need some help changing up their decor for fall, how can they find you?
So they can come visit me on my website, decortherapyplus.com, my Facebook page. I'm very active. I always post photos and pictures and videos every single day. Lots of great ideas.
Fantastic.
Or Instagram as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sue, for coming in today
Thank you.
and for sharing all your awesome ideas with us. Thanks so much for tuning in. We had a great show. Happy thrifting and happy fall decor, guys. See you soon.